sounds good, but it's impossible.
It ain't impossible.
This guy, you know what? I believe, and I'm going to speak for Kevin here, and he'll go crazy.
He
on
gonna
social.
speak for
care,
KD.
but I believe if you got Kevin Durant on a lie detector right now, he'd say, "Oh, I love Russ like a little brother because he was my little brother."
Right.
But this man, you just can't. Once he gets on a basketball court, who knows what he might do? You can't control what he might do.
Haven't LeBron proved everybody wrong? They say there's
Wait.
no 17 years old.
Stop the cap.
Bruh, how is this about LeBron? You see, this is why people have trouble with the LeBron fans. Because this isn't about LeBron. This is about Westbrook's mentality on a basketball court. And I think people keep forgetting what the mentality difference between a player like Westbrook and a player like LeBron is. LeBron is a natural deferrer. He's a playmaker. His goal is to get the best shot no matter what. Russell Westbrook is going to take the last shot no matter what. You know who else had that type of mentality?
Game on the line, who would take the last shot?
His name was Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
That's a dumb question.
And who is Michael Jeffrey Jordan's favorite player in the NBA? If you asked him right now with a lie detector test?
30 years ago, that's me. That attitude of energy, trying to prove yourself, shows so much passion for the game of basketball. You see it in his play. You can tell that he loves the game. He plays with energy, with the flair.
Russell Westbrook. Easily. But we don't have to get into that. LeBron James isn't the deciding factor if Russell Westbrook succeeds or not. Russell Westbrook has to decide he wants to play differently. LeBron has no control over what your point guard is doing. Because believe it or not, Russ' usage rate is incredibly high. And I see it being very high. I know everybody's like, well, LeBron's going to dominate the ball. LeBron's going to dominate the ball. Why? Why would you think that? Why would you think that? And why would you hope for that? Wouldn't you want to save LeBron for the playoffs or the finals, since everyone's just assuming this is a championship team? No, this isn't LeBron hate. I'm not even trying to hate. This is me as a person who has written for the Oklahoma City Fansided. And this was back in 2017 and 2018, where Russ was unquestionably top 3 point guard in the league. And the only reason he was top 3 is because Stephen Curry and Kyrie Irving were both 2 of the best point guards in the league at that time. So, Russell Westbrook changing his mentality is something I don't see happening. Because when I wrote for OKC, I had to take a keen notice on everything that Russ did. How he prepares for the game, how the way that he goes about attacking each individual opponent, how he wants to rip out the heart of all of his opposition and prove on that court that he is the best player, period. He wants to prove to you that he's better than you and then laugh at you immediately after proving he's better than you. That's the type of player Russell Westbrook is. And it's not out of malice. It's out of sheer competition. Russell Westbrook has more heart than most people on this planet do. When he goes for something, if he decides he's going to do it, that man is going to make it happen. And he doesn't necessarily want to have to be the Robin in his story. This is Russell Westbrook's story. So LeBron, obviously, everyone feels that this is LeBron's story, but in actuality, this will be the moment that Russell Westbrook proves everybody wrong. If he decides to play the way that he's capable of playing. And, not being Russell Westbrook. And I don't see that happening. Which is why I feel as if saying that LeBron James is going to be the reason why Russell Westbrook stops being Russell Westbrook. It's kind of foolish. Don't you think, Shannon Sharp? Let's hear him out.
Illustrated, there's no way he could possibly be that good. Mm-hmm. He's the #1 pick overall in 2003. There is no way he can live up to all this hype.
There is no way he could be 4 and 6 in NBA Finals.
How did this get back to? I thought we were talking about Russ. Never mind.
For one man to go to as many as NBA championships for all but what? The Lakers, the Celtics, and maybe the Warriors. He's 4th on the list, and he's an individual. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
There's no way he could miss the playoffs as a Laker, right?
It happened.
2019.
It happened.
Okay.
2019.
So, I think this is the perfect strategy for LeBron, and I think Russ will just love it. He will accept it,
That's
and
right.
Russ will be. In fact, I think you're in jeopardy. You're going to lose your 5th horseman status within the confines of the inner circle because you have doubted Russ and LeBron. I compliment you. I honor you for it.
No.
But I think you just lost your cachet.
There you go.
I think the bridge just got burned.
I love how you try to do that.
I'm not trying. You did it.
Skip.
I didn't tell you to say that.
You didn't. I said it's not a natural fit. And I still don't believe it is a natural fit. But I also believe if anybody can make this work,
I will give
I didn't think Kyrie and James Harden. Mm-hmm. But what they showed me is that you can make it work. Yep. If everybody is willing to sacrifice.
Yep.
Well, James Harden was willing to sacrifice the way he played in Houston and not go get you 50 and 50-point triple-double. Kevin Durant is the only one that didn't need to sacrifice because Kevin Durant can go 28, 30 points on 15 shots. So that's all he needs anyway. Kyrie said, you know what? I get up off the ball. I'm a scorer. Y'all gonna let me score, do my thing? Okay, I'm cool with that. So the question is, what role is Russ going to be the point? Russ going to be the 2? LeBron's going to get off the ball? That's the thing. Once they determine how this thing's going to be played, we'll go from there. But, no, I don't think it's a natural fit. But I do believe LeBron James, MacGyver.
It's LeBron.
Ramon, MacGyver, James. You remember MacGyver?
I do.
What couldn't he do?
Yep. Make little gadgets out of nothing, right?
Was lost. They like, man, they done got MacGyver this time. Ain't no way he coming up out of there.
Yeah. You realize MacGyver was a fictional character.
That's it. Right? You always trying to ruin everything.
And you gonna make
survive. Somehow he survived in the end. This
Westbrook,
is real life NBA basketball.
Westbrook,
and LeBron will not survive this.
He will.
Because Russ has what I call the haywire gene in him. He's supremely gifted.
He just need to be reprogrammed.
But he does. And I think LeBron, even the great LeBron James, cannot reprogram this man. He is at heart just bull in China shop. At the end of the game, he just loses it. He goes haywire, and it's just dribble.
Give him the chance. That's what he gonna do.
Foul, go to the free throw line, and Westbrook both free throws.
Oh, you didn't know? LeBron James is only a couple of semesters away from graduating with a coding degree from MIT. Oh,
what?
He a code? Reprogram anything. Watch this now.
Stop the
I don't hear anything. I don't hear nothing about, they got lucky and this happened. Because when we get that Larry O'Brien, which we will get it.
Bruh. This is when they start to make me feel like this stuff is fixed, bruh. Because what kind of shit is that? He's giving you no reason to expect that Russell Westbrook is going to change his game. So you take it from me, somebody who wrote about this man on a nightly basis. You don't change. You don't just rewire somebody who has a killer instinct like that. You don't just change. I don't know, man. LeBron typically runs away from the final shot. So why are you guys like, oh, he needs to defer, like Westbrook needs to defer? Well, yeah, AD taking a inside shot is far better than Russell taking a three at the end of the game. A close range shot is always better than a 3-point shot from Russell Westbrook, at least. I'm just going by percentages, not to disrespect. That's not meaning to attack Russ. It's just his numbers from three are pretty abysmal. And in the final moments, it's not very well either. So free throw numbers not great either in the final moments. But that's besides the point. Next season could be a completely different story. Thanks for capping again, Shannon and Skip. We appreciate you guys. I would not have this content without you. Thanks for listening to the 2KJ podcast.